My topic is on media literacy in sports. Sports have become the most popular pastime for Americans and all over the world, actually. And technology has just made it more prevalent, even more than it already is, because it's popular to watch on television with friends and family, just watching sporting events together. It's popular in the news. Every day on the news, there's something in sports. Social media, it's all over different accounts. And just, it's a huge theme in our world. It's just a huge phenomenon in our world today. And so, sports are actually utilizing technology to strategize for the teams. They're using technology to analyze the athletic performance, tracking the movements of the athletes to give a better performance, tracking the diets, the sleep habits, just the data in general, the techniques that they're using for different sports. And so this affects the strategies of the teams, and so that can affect player privacy because if you're tracking everything with these players, does that information go public? Um, they need their freedom to have a life, and if everything that they're doing, their sleep habits, their diet habits, their movements are being tracked by everyone, what is their life? It's like, is technology going too far to control? Because there was talk of artificial intelligence to do this research. So what is too much? Another topic is the increase of social media in sports. Every sports event is so accessible to get to. Um, Everyone follows it, even if you don't have live cable. You know what happened. You see the highlights. You see the news. You see the news articles. Um, this leads to a large fan base. A huge amounts of people follow every type of sport, whether it be basketball, football, baseball, um, and the fan popularity just grows with social media. I can only imagine how much it's grown since you could since the old days where you could only watch it on TV if you had one or if you went to the game. But now you can get on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, anything. Um, and another thing to be mindful of concerning media literacy is um, you need to be aware of fake news because stories with athletes can get construed and um, like the Colin Kaepernick, that got so popular just because of social media. It was spread all over, it created controversy. Without media, that would not be possible. It would not be spread, it would not be well known. But now, everyone knows the Colin Kaepernick kneeling story. Companies may dramatize stories of what happened so you don't really know. You might have an idea of what an athlete is like because, say, they made a dirty play and all the commentators were talking about it, um, judging his character when he may just be a really great guy. He just was um, altered in the media. Um, and one of the final points I'm going to make with sports is fantasy sports, where you can draft your own team based on players in the league, and it kind of makes you feel like you're involved in the sport more than just watching it. You're getting involved. Um, it it creates bonds like sports, being in social media because when you're in a league with your friend, you get to talk about the different players. It creates connections, and it just leads to a higher um, popularity of sports and technology and using it and spreading it. And it can also have to do with advertising because, like, think about the Super Bowl. Commercials are so, like, you want a commercial spot in the Super Bowl because it's like the most watched event in the world. And so that affects advertising, whether it be for Doritos or a beer company, or it's just people watch sports, and so You can have, if you're an advertiser, you may have an athlete endorse your product, which would lead to fans of that athlete buying your product. So it has a very strong link to it. Sports and advertising and athletes. So that is my video project. Basically, just to sum it up, technology has a huge role in sports. It's important to be aware that not everything is true. Just be smart when you are sharing stuff because you don't know what's true and what's not. And get involved in fantasy sports because it's great.